deplatform them when they are attacking the media. They're arresting reporters, and you're inviting these people to come and act like this is a legitimate regime. I mean, like, let's be clear. These people not like, it's not like, oh, if they keep doing what they're doing, then they're criminals. No, they are criminals. They have already, every single cabinet member, Donald Trump himself a million times over, Just Dance Vance, they're all criminals. They've all violated statutes. They've also completely violated the Constitution in multiple areas. Pick your amendment. They've all been violated. Fourth, fifth, sixth, first is under attack. So, like, stop treating them like they're anything other than the lying fascists that they are. Like, I'm a big fan of calling a thing a thing. Call it by its name. This is who they are, and they've banded together. Flies on, you know what? It's just an infestation of the worst people we could possibly have drifting off of us and try. But also, like, don't be mistaken, everybody. Like, the grift is permanent if they have their way. If you want us to look like Russia, that's the model.
Right.
A
Sure.
handful of incredibly wealthy oligarchs, and the rest can eat fucking, potatoes and beets and shut up and don't have an opinion, don't have any freedoms, and you're just essentially there to serve whichever oligarch you fall under and make them into a
Yeah.
multi-billionaire. So
Right.
that's
And I do
that's
think,
what's going on.
well, I mean, I think, when you look at the polling, he's basically broken his record. He's at his most unpopular point in either administration. And, you begin to wonder what has finally brought these people around. People like us and probably the people watching this have always been, on the side of like, are you kidding? Why is this guy even running for president? He's unfit. He's unqualified. He's been a joke. I mean, I became an adult in the 80s, and that's when he was kind of introduced to the rest of the world outside of New York. And, at that time, it was the 80s and it was the yuppies and, it was the dress for success, which he still dresses by that book to this very day. And, Trump was part of that. He was part of the culture, and it was kind of like, boom time, and he was part of that. But then,
Yeah, he's
he
never
begins
changed.
he
He
never
literally is
changed.
still dressing and
But you had
acting.
you had your Gordon
This
Geckos in the
country,
movie.
this country is so hot. It's so hot.
It was like this. Then he became something of a joke. In the 80s, you had the
He's
movie Wall
always been a
Street.
fucking joke.
He always has been. He's
Like, he's
been
always
he's
been.
been that he's been that kind of joke, like ain't that America kind of joke, up until like he became like this gradually older sleazeball, and you got to see everything, and he was like just rotten to the core.
Well, now,
You could just dismiss him for the most part. You didn't have to deal with him.
yeah.